Are you overwhelmed trying to get the right amount of fat, protein, and carbs in your day? Still feeling hungry after a healthy meal? Are you desperate for an easy way to eat healthy? Then you need this simple formula to ensure you are eating the right amount for weight loss, energy, and better health. New health coaching mini sessions are available now. This is for you if you have a health-related question, concern, or goal you would like to address. I will provide guidance, recommendations, and actionable solutions you can implement today. Mini session includes one 45-minute session in Zoom. Check out the link in the show notes to book your session today, or check out the services page at www.preparedforwellness.com. Hey busy mama, are you overwhelmed trying to get healthy and eliminate chronic pain for good? Does being a busy mom leave you exhausted so you put your health goals on the back burner? Have you given up on every diet and exercise program leading you right back to your unhealthy habits? Hi friend, I'm Ashley Cavolo, a busy working mom who struggled to manage debilitating chronic pain. I desperately wanted to feel better and be the best mom that I could be, but I didn't know how to start and had nowhere to turn. Until the day I decided the pain would no longer control my life. I discovered health and wellness can be simple, maintainable, and heal chronic pain. In this podcast, I will share tips and strategies to help you instill healthy habits, find more energy, and manage your chronic pain. Grab your notebook, that cup of matcha, and get ready to look at getting healthy in a whole new way. Proper consumption of macronutrients is vital to tell how well your body functions. It can support weight loss, weight maintenance, increased metabolism, reduced inflammation, brain health, organ function, and so much more. On the flip side, if we take in too much or too little, we can experience weight gain, increased inflammation, low energy, slowed metabolism, and chronic disease. It is vital to ensure we are getting the right amount of protein, fat, and carbohydrates at each meal. This may sound overwhelming to keep track of, but with a simple formula, you can easily determine how much of each macronutrient you should be eating each day. So let's break it down. When it comes to protein, the formula is very simple. Daily grams should be equal to your body weight. So for example, if I weigh 135 pounds, I should eat 135 grams of protein per day. Aim for 45 grams of protein per meal. So if you take that 135 grams for your daily allotment, split it up into 3 meals, since we all typically have 3 meals per day, that comes out to be 45 grams per meal. And a portion size should fit into the palm of your hand. So when it comes to fat, the formula here is to divide your total body weight by 3. So for example, if I am 135 pounds, I divide that by 3, which comes out to be 45 grams of fat per day. So aim for at least 15 grams of fat per meal. That is taking the 45 grams total per day and dividing it out into 3 for each meal. And a portion size for one meal, 15 grams of fat, is about half an avocado or a tablespoon of olive oil. And when it comes to carbohydrates, the formula here is to divide your body weight by 2. So if you are 135 pounds, divided by 2 equals 67 grams. Aim for about 60 to 70 grams of carbohydrates per day. Splitting that up 3 ways for 3 meals a day, that's about 15 grams of carbs per meal. And a portion size would be about a quarter cup of sweet potato or quinoa. Elderberry syrup has been known to be a powerful immune booster since the time of ancient Greeks. Elderberry supports the immune system, digestive health, gut health, and can reduce inflammation. Elderberry syrup has since become one of the most popular immune-boosting supplements on the market, but not all brands are created equal. Many formulas contain fillers, sugar, dyes, artificial ingredients, and GMO ingredients, which is why purchasing from a trusted source is imperative. Elderberry Co. is my #1 brand for elderberry syrup. They use only 7 natural ingredients that you recognize: raw local honey, organic elderberries, aronia berries, ginger, cinnamon, clove, and water. Their use of raw local honey makes their syrup different from the rest. Raw local honey contains antioxidant-rich bee propolis, supporting the cells from oxidation to reduce inflammation. My kids love the taste, and when I began taking Elderberry Co. syrup, I felt results in just a few days. Adding Elderberry Co. elderberry syrup to your daily routine is one of the simplest and best tasting ways to support the health of your entire family. Grab my link in the show notes to get your Elderberry Co. products today. Now let's look at what types of fat, protein, and carbs should I be having. The types of macronutrients are just as important as how many you are taking in. So when it comes to fat, avoid foods like fried foods, seed oils, fast food, processed foods. These all contain saturated and trans fats, which are going to increase the bad cholesterol levels. So add unprocessed oils like olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil, which are excellent for your heart health. And add in nuts, avocado, grass-fed cheeses, and olives. And when it comes to protein, we want to avoid conventional meats that contain fillers and antibiotics, processed meats containing nitrates, meat alternatives, which can have extensive ingredient lists that you cannot pronounce. And then we want to add in grass-fed beef, free-range and pasture-raised chicken and eggs, wild fish, organic beans, nuts, and unsweetened yogurt are all great options. And when it comes to carbohydrates, this one is super important. Avoid white sugar, white flour, processed food, candy, white bread, cookies, chips, and crackers. Add in whole food sources like veggies, sweet potatoes, purple potatoes, sprouted grain bread, quinoa, chia seeds, and barley. Just looking at that list alone, you can really see the difference when it comes to nutrient content. So if you look at a sprouted grain bread versus a white bread, you are getting so much out of that sprouted grain bread. So leave the white flours and sugars behind. So the takeaway here is balancing your macronutrient intake ensures you are getting the proper amount of protein, carbohydrates, and fats to fuel your body, rev your metabolism, and to keep you fuller longer. So balancing your plate truly is the simplest approach to keeping your macronutrient intake in check. So make sure you're getting more vegetables, some protein, and a small amount of carbohydrates. And this is really going to give you that balanced plate that will give you the most amount of energy. And I will share a link to my free printable, which will list out the protein, fat, and carbohydrate formulas for you. So you can print that out, hang it on your fridge, put it in your bag. You'll have it easily on hand when you need it. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you next week. Hey friend, I hope this episode helped you in your health journey. If you were inspired or motivated, please leave a 5-star rating and written review in Apple Podcasts, or please share it with another mama who would be blessed by it. I'm off to make another matcha and whip up a healthy snack. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you next Thursday. The information and opinions shared in this podcast are for educational and informational purposes only. The content within this podcast is not a substitute for professional care. Always seek the advice of a physician or medical professional to answer health-related questions. Implementing the advice shared on this podcast should be done at your own risk. Actions taken by listeners as a result of content shared on this podcast is not the responsibility of the host or creator. Listening to this podcast is acknowledging your agreement with these terms. The Prepared for Wellness podcast is not endorsed and is not affiliated with treatments or products mentioned in this podcast unless otherwise specified. Products or treatments shared in this podcast are for informational purposes only. Always seek the advice of a medical professional for answers to product or treatment questions. All content, including but not limited to text, graphics, logos, and materials shared under the Prepared for Wellness podcast and the Prepared for Wellness brand, is protected by copyright and all applicable laws. Any kind of unauthorized distribution or use of this content is strictly prohibited and will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.